Tonight, we will soon be down to 2. It's primary day across New Jersey with all eyes on the top 2 front runners. Can Phil Murphy win the Democratic nomination wire to wire in his first ever political campaign? And will Republicans reward or penalize Kim Guadagno for standing beside Chris Christie for the last 8 years? We will have team coverage of the top candidates and analysis from Garden State poll and political analysts. Then the countdown to COMEY. His appearance on Capitol Hill now less than 2 days away. What will he say? How will Republicans react? And just how risky is COMEY's spotlight moment for President Trump? And later, a day that changed the history of the world. 73 years ago to the day, we look back on the invasion of Normandy, better known as D-Day, and salute the men who made it all possible. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to RFL. I'm Richard French. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we begin with primary day in the race for the governorship of New Jersey. First up to the GOP, all eyes on the battle between Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno and Assemblyman Jack Ciattarelli. Guadagno has been the front-runner since the beginning of the race in both polling and name recognition, but there's another Republican who will impact the outcome. Of course, I'm talking about Governor Chris Christie. His numbers sit in record low territory. He's even underwater among New Jersey Republicans. So the question is, will Republicans who are angry with Christie take out that anger on Guadagno today? Well, not according at least to the latest poll numbers. Guadagno with a 19-point lead in a Stockton University poll taken late last month, and expanding that lead as the campaign has wore on. On the Democratic side of the aisle, the question is, can anyone stop this guy, Phil Murphy, former U.S. ambassador to Germany, former senior director at Goldman Sachs, and he's never ran for public office before. Murphy, he spent big time, both money and efforts garnering support and clearing other Democrats out of the field early on in this race. But not every Democrat went away. Among Murphy's challengers, Assemblyman John Wisniewski, who led the Bridgegate investigations, State Senator Ray Lesniak, and former Clinton Treasury Undersecretary and Attorney Jim Johnson. Now, all the polling on the Democratic side, it points to Murphy, with only Johnson breaking into those double digits as primary day approaches. The candidates all casting their votes earlier and all pressing the flesh, looking for all the votes they can get by 8 o'clock tonight when the polls close. And we have team coverage. First up, the Republican candidates and the frontrunner in the race, Kim Guadagno. Fox 1's Raven Santana, she joins us live from West Long Branch, where the Guadagno team will gather tonight. Raven?
Yeah, things are definitely getting underway here at Branch's Catering Hall for Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, a Republican frontrunner in the race for governor, where she's holding her watch party. Now, throughout her campaign, Guadagno, who is most notably known for working under Governor Chris Christie, has distanced herself away from the governor in hopes of winning over voters who feel the governor has failed them. Kim Guadagno is considered the frontrunner for Republican gubernatorial candidates in the race to replace New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. The mother of 3, who was a former Monmouth County sheriff and prosecutor, admitted that she voted for herself today in her hometown of Monmouth Beach.
Tonight, it just depends on what will happen. We'll have to write a speech very quickly after 8 o'clock. Whether it's a victory speech, I anticipate it to be one.
Based upon our personal relationship, our professional relationship, and my view of who is the best qualified person to succeed me, I pushed the button for her this morning.
In almost all of her television ads, she routinely goes over her impressive resume as a former Monmouth County sheriff, prosecutor, and military mom, but skips to mention her role as lieutenant governor under Christie. Although the race may have been overshadowed by national politics, today's election is only a primary race, so there's less at stake than the general election, when the state will vote on whether to choose a Republican or Democrat as next governor. If Guadagno wins the Republican nomination in tonight's primary, she will then move on to compete in the general election on November 7th. We're live in West Long Branch. Raven Santana, FiOS 1 News.
Raven, thank you. And Guadagno's primary opponent tonight, Assemblyman Jack Ciattarelli. He has seen the poll numbers showing him well behind Lieutenant Governor, but he still believes that he can pull out an upset tonight if New Jersey Republicans decide they want a clean break from the Christie era. Fox 1's Ray Ramundi, he's with the Ciattarelli campaign tonight, and he joins us live from Bridgewater. Ray?
Hey, Richard, good evening to you. As you can see behind me, final preparations are being made here at the Bridgewater Manor for tonight's festivities. The Chitterelli campaign feels very confident that will be a victory party here tonight, despite him being down almost 19 points in the most recent polls. He feels that he is tackling and going right after those undecided voters, which he feels will turn to him when they hit the voting booths.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Assemblyman Jack Chitterelli smiling from ear to ear, confident that he will pull off an upset tonight and win the Republican nomination.
Well, what I feel confident in is our game plan. We've executed. We've worked very, very hard over the past 8 months. You want to put yourself in a position to win. I think we've done that.
The 55-year-old state legislator from Somerset County is trailing top Republican candidate and current Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno by 19%, according to the latest polls. But Chitterelli is banking on the Lieutenant Governor's close ties to the embattled current Governor Chris Christie and undecided voters to pull off a victory tonight.
I had to define my brand, and what I did is define myself as very different from Christie, very different from Guadagno.
With his family by his side, the Assemblyman has been crisscrossing the Garden State and visiting every county in New Jersey. But with voter frustration over politics and low voter turnout on this primary day, the Assemblyman is hoping for a big evening push at the polls.
We should never really celebrate a low turnout. At the same time, we think a low turnout works to the advantage of Jack Chitterelli.
And doors open here tonight for the watch party at 7:30. Of course, we will be here throughout the night to bring you the latest results and reaction from the Chitterelli campaign watch party headquarters. Richard, for now, back to you.
Thank you, Ray. Now, finally, we head over to the other side of the aisle to the Democrats. Just how big a win is Phil Murphy's team expecting this evening? And if his totals come in below expectations, how big a problem could that be for him, assuming he goes to the general? 5's one Shannon Lanier has more on Murphy, and he joins us live tonight in Newark. Shannon?
Hey there, we're here at the campaign headquarters where they're going to be celebrating, hopefully tonight is what they keep telling us. And I'm now joined by the communications director, Derek Roseman. Now, Derek,
yes,
although you guys are hoping for a win and people have said he's supposed to be the front runner in this race, how confident are you all that you guys are going to take the victory?
We feel very confident, but at the same token, we haven't taken anything for granted from day one of this campaign. We started as the ultimate outsider, and we kind of feel that we're going to finish that way too. We've knocked on over half a million doors. We've met tens of thousands of people at more than 3 dozen town halls. We feel that we've left nothing else in the field. Today's just, see how the car runs.
Well, what do you think is the one thing that sets Murphy apart from all of the others out there right now?
Well, first of all, I think Phil just has an absolute genuineness about him that is really lacking in today's politics. But policy-wise, it's an emphasis on the economy. Our economy in New Jersey is broken, and it's very unfair. Phil is the only candidate in this entire race who has really put forth a true vision for growing our economy and making sure that all 9 million New Jerseyans can benefit.
All right, thank you so much. Richard, back to you.
Good enough, Shannon. Thank you. And again, just getting started with our coverage of tonight's New Jersey primaries, both this hour and in the hours to come. 5S1 News will have complete coverage of this primary day with the results as we get them on our Jersey channel, plus victory and concession speeches and much more. That coverage continuing all night on 5S1 News, New Jersey. And got a lot more on this on RFL tonight. We've seen what the candidates are doing and what they're saying as folks continue to vote here as we run up to the 8 o'clock hour as the polls close. Up next, though, analysis on both the numbers from the pollsters at Stockton University and on the politics from longtime reporter Daryl Isherwood. Stay with us. We'll be right back.